B-2 bombers' massive strike Houthi base erased from existence. On the night of March 29th, several B-2 Spirit bombers took off under complete darkness, heading straight for the heart of the Middle East. These aircraft were not just dropping bombs, they were delivering a message with every payload. Armed with advanced stealth and high-end combat capabilities, their mission was clear precision destruction. As expected, the target was the Houthi forces. What was not expected, however, was the outcome of this mission. After a mid-air refueling operation to ensure they had sufficient fuel to reach Yemeni airspace, the bombers entered a meticulously controlled flight path. These corridors, known as restrictive operating zones, are crucial to avoiding any friendly fire incidents. With the skies above Yemen saturated with U.S. Navy F-18s, Growlers, F-35s, Air Force F-15s, B-1s, B-52s, Marine F-35s, and Reaper drones, the scene resembled Los Angeles during peak traffic hours, except in the sky. In such a crowded airspace, the B-2s had to stay tightly within their assigned corridors. Any deviation could result in tragedy, not headlines of success, but those of friendly fire. Thankfully, American air traffic controllers executed perfect coordination, allowing the B-2s to unleash devastation without interference. At approximately 0200 local time, the first wave struck Sadat Governorate. 10 high-value targets were obliterated in moments. Command centers, air defense systems, and hardened communication bunkers turned into dust. Simultaneously, F-18s launched from the USS Truman executed decoy attacks. These strikes, guided by GPS, were not meant to cause damage but to agitate the Houthi defense and force them to expose their positions. Then came the second strike. Flying at an altitude of 50,000 feet, two B-2s dropped several GBU-31J dams, 2,000-pound GPS-guided bombs designed to land within a 10-foot radius of their targets. These specific munitions were selected due to the reinforced but above-ground nature of the enemy facilities. With the ability to punch through concrete before detonating, the JDAMs were the perfect tool. Even with Iranian-provided GPS jammers, the bomb's inertial navigation systems ensured precise impact. The Houthis never saw them coming. Originally designed to prevent nuclear Armageddon, the B-2 Spirit remains one of the most advanced and lethal bombers in existence. Its four General Electric F-118 GE-100 turbofan engines produce a combined 69,200 pounds of thrust. This allows it to fly at high, subsonic speeds, reaching up to 630 miles per hour, while cruising at a jaw-dropping 50,000 feet, well beyond the reach of most surface-to-air missile systems, especially those in the Houthi arsenal. Its legendary stealth is not just about shape. It's science and strategy blended into one flying marvel. Radar cross-section, or RCS, is a term used in aviation to describe how visible an object is to radar. The B-2's RCS is only 0.1 square meters. That's actually smaller than a bird. In comparison, an F-15's radar signature is about 250 times larger. This minimal radar footprint is achieved through its unique design, smooth curves and rounded edges that deflect radar waves away at angles between 60 and 90 degrees. Since radar systems rely on reflections to detect aircraft, this clever shaping causes enemy radar to return empty readings, even as the B-2 approaches undetected. But there is more to its invisibility. The entire aircraft is coated in a special black paint. While the color helps in nighttime camouflage, the true secret lies in the paint's composition. This is not ordinary paint. It is a highly classified mixture of composite materials combined with specialized iron ball paint. Together, they absorb up to 80% of incoming radar waves, rendering the B-2 virtually invisible to the enemy.
Even if the Houthis had somehow managed to catch a glimpse of the B-2 on radar, which they absolutely could not, the signal would have appeared so faint it would resemble a drifting bird or a harmless cloud, rather than one of the most advanced combat aircraft on Earth. And even if Iran or Russia had generously handed over their finest air surveillance radars to the Houthis, the results of this morning would not have changed. Despite their best efforts, Houthi radar operators scanned the skies in vain. The earlier strikes may have already thrown them into disarray, but even in full alert mode, their equipment was hopelessly outclassed. Their systems, likely Soviet-era P-18 spoon-rest radars or Iran's Qadir L-band radars, operate between 1 to 2 gigahertz, frequencies that may be decent for tracking ships at sea, but are completely ineffective against modern stealth aircraft. Trying to detect a B-2 with those radars is like trying to catch a falling needle using a fishing net. The B-2's stealth design is engineered to absorb approximately 80% of those radar frequencies and deflect the remaining waves in unpredictable directions. The result? Silence, until the bombs begin exploding on your position. As the B-2S hammered secondary targets, a fresh wave of F-18S from the USS Truman surged forward. Their mission was to finish what the bombers had started. Communication towers and transmission stations, the very infrastructure used to relay Houthi battlefield commands, were reduced to rubble. Meanwhile, the B-2S looped back for a second strike run, this time unleashing 500-pound GBU-38 JDAMs. With a blast radius of 80 meters, these bombs were lighter than the earlier 2,000-pound warheads, but far more suitable for precision strikes in urbanized areas. Their purpose was simple: eliminate enemy positions without harming surrounding civilian life. The bombs dropped. The B-2S banked gracefully and vanished into the horizon, their engines humming like distant thunder. The most stunning part? Not a single missile had been launched at them. Not one. The strikes were already over by the time anyone could even process what had happened. And the reason behind this terrifying silence lies deep within the aircraft's core, its engine architecture. Unlike most fighter jets, where engine exhaust creates a massive heat signature visible to infrared sensors, the B-2's designers took a radically different approach. They buried the engines deep inside the aircraft's fuselage and routed the exhaust through precisely shaped ducts. These ducts diffuse the heat as it exits, reducing the infrared footprint of the B-2 to just 20% of that of a conventional jet. This means even the most advanced thermal tracking systems struggle to get a lock. And even if they did, it would be too late. Later that same morning, the B-2S returned with a vengeance. This time they struck 8 new locations in Yemen's Amran Governorate. Intelligence had confirmed the existence of buried bunkers, disguised as civilian infrastructure, believed to contain underground data centers. To destroy these fortified positions, the B-2S likely deployed modified GBU-31 JDAMs fitted with penetrator warheads. Dropped from 50,000 feet, these bombs free-fell for over 40 seconds, traveling miles through open air. By the time they exploded, shaking the ground with seismic force, the bombers were already 50 miles away, untouchable and unseen. Meanwhile, Truman's F-18S remained far out of reach. That was no accident. The U.S. military had tightly deconflicted the airspace. No-fly zones up to 30 miles wide were enforced around the strike area, ensuring that not a single American aircraft crossed into the B-2's operational path. This was aerial choreography, and it was flawlessly executed. And behind that perfection lies a deeper secret. Though invisible to the eye, the B-2's skin is equipped with laser and radar warning receivers, providing it with 360-degree situational awareness without emitting a single detectable signal. In military terms, this is called passive defense, and it means the aircraft knows everything that is happening around it without giving away its own position. But the defense does not end there. The B-2 is fully integrated into the United States Combat Command and Control Network. It can receive live mission updates via satellite relay information through secure ultra-high frequency, very high frequency and high frequency communication systems, and seamlessly plug into Link 16 data link networks. To top it off, it is protected by a highly classified electromagnetic defense system. If enemy radar locks on, the system immediately alerts the crew and recommends evasive action, whether that means climbing, diving, or rerouting to avoid detection entirely. By the time the sun rose over Yemen, the message was clear: you cannot fight what you cannot see. What makes this entire scenario even more troubling for the Houthis is that these bombers, these ghosts in the sky, still had plenty of destruction left in their bellies. Each B-2 Spirit carries its wrath within two massive internal bomb bays, hidden beneath its smooth fuselage. Inside, it can hold up to 40,000 pounds of ordnance. This may include 16 2,000-pound JDAMs, 8,500-pound Mk-82 bombs, or even a single 30,000-pound GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator, a bunker buster that can crush underground fortresses. The B-2 can also carry nuclear weapons such as the B-61 or B-83 variable-yield gravity bombs. Thankfully, for the time being, this war has not crossed into nuclear territory, yet. For now, this level of devastation is the closest the United States can bring to the edge of nuclear warfare without crossing the red line. But make no mistake, the edge has been reached. As the B-2s completed their final secondary strikes using the last of their onboard ordnance, they prepared for departure. But instead of turning around and heading back to their home base in Missouri, the bombers executed a hard right turn, gliding across the sky toward the heart of the Indian Ocean. Why would two of the most advanced bombers in existence be headed toward a seemingly empty patch of sea? Hidden in plain sight, roughly 4,000 kilometers southeast of Yemen, lies Diego Garcia, a secretive American military base that has been projecting power silently for over half a century. Rarely mentioned in headlines, its location is precisely why it exists. Far from curious eyes, perfect for launching long-range operations without detection. But even isolation cannot hide everything. In the days following the March 29 strikes, satellite imagery and aircraft trackers began reporting something unusual. B-2 bombers, unmistakable in shape, taxiing along runways thousands of miles from their home at Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri. Though unconfirmed by the Pentagon, the images revealed the unmistakable silhouettes of 6 B-2s on the island. Diego Garcia is not an ordinary base. It is a forward-deployed launch pad for sustained deep-range strategic operations. Just 3,000 kilometers from Yemen, it places the B-2 within easy striking distance of the Middle East, East Africa, and even parts of Asia. Flying from Missouri to Yemen takes around 12 hours one way, requiring at least 4 aerial refuelings. But from Diego Garcia, the same mission can be executed in just 5.5 hours, reducing mission time by more than half and eliminating the exhaustion that plagues long-range crews. The base is built for endurance. Its 12,000-foot runway, fortified shelters and high-security infrastructure make it capable of sustaining the entire B-2 mission architecture for extended deployments, weeks, even months. If B-2 bombers have indeed been stationed there, even temporarily, it is not just a logistical move, it is a strategic shift. So, what does this all mean? Well, it means more frequent missions. It means faster responses to rising threats. It means crew alertness, readiness, and intensity are maintained at their peak. And, yeah, it means America's reach has been shortened, and its grip tightened. Politically, the silent deployment of B-2s to Diego Garcia speaks louder than any official statement. The United States rarely forward deploys strategic bombers unless the regional climate demands a demonstration of overwhelming resolve. And doing it without media coverage, without announcement, sends an even clearer message. We're already here. We're not waiting for permission. We're ready to act. To the Houthis, this means that at any moment, their critical infrastructure could be wiped away without warning. To Iran, it serves as a reminder that backing proxy aggression comes with, some serious strategic risks. And to America's allies, it's a reassurance that support is not just promised. It's being delivered with stealth, precision, and total commitment. If the B-2s are now based at Diego Garcia, even on a part-time basis, then this conflict has entered a new phase. It's a phase where time is measured in hours, not days. A phase where the element of surprise, well, it belongs only to one side, and a phase where the next strike could already be on its way. This war is no longer fought in plain sight, it's being fought in the shadows, and honestly, the shadows belong to the B-2. Farewell for now.